You write one prompt and it works. Your AI workflow runs perfectly. Then you change one thing, one small tweak, one second prompt, and suddenly everything breaks. The workflow that worked 5 minutes ago is now doing something completely different. It's farther from what you wanted, not closer, and you have no idea why. If this happened to you, I need you to know something. It is not because you are bad at prompting. It is because of how you build the workflow in first place. Today I'm going to show you how to design AI workflows the right way, so this never happen to you again. And even when things get complex, you stay fully in control. Hi, I'm Michele. Welcome to the channel. This video is part of a course on AI workflow with Claude Code. And this episode is one of the most important, because everything else we build depends on these concepts. Here is the problem in one sentence. Most people build a workflow as one big prompt. One block that's supposed to do everything. And the moment you touch it, you don't know what broke or where. The fix is simple to say, hard to do well. Stop building one big block, start building small blocks. Let me show exactly what that means. Quick thing before we go further. If you are new here, this channel is all about building working AI systems. Please subscribe to the channel, this helps the channel to grow a lot. Designing a workflow doesn't mean writing a clever prompt. It means designing it step by step, block by block. For every single block in your workflow, you define three things. Input, what goes into this block. Output, what comes out of it. And function, what this block actually does to turn that input into that output. And whenever you can, you go one level deeper and define the details inside the block. What type of files is it working with? What tools does it use, if there is one? What method or approach? What programming language, if it is relevant? Now, you don't always know all of this, and that's fine. If you don't know which programming language to use, don't force it, leave it open. The important is input, output, and function. But if you do know, maybe because you are more comfortable with a certain language or your team already use it, then say it explicitly. Here why this matters so much. When every block has one clear job, one input, one output, one function, you can test that block on its own. You can look at it and ask, is this block working or not? And you'll actually get an answer. Compared to that single giant prompt, when something breaks, you are debugging the entire workflow at once. You don't know if the problem is in step 1 or step 4, because there are no steps. It's all one thing. With small blocks, modifying your workflow becomes easy. Something's not working, fix that one block. Need something new, add a block in the middle. Want to improve one part, change that block and leave everything else untouched. Your workflow becomes a set of independent testable pieces instead of one fragile prompt that collapses the moment you touch it. If this block idea is new to you, go to watch lesson number 2 on automation blocks, link in the description. It is the foundation for everything I'm building on today. One more important idea before we look at a real example. Not every block does the same kind of job. Some blocks process something. They take an input, transform it, and produce an output. But other blocks exist just to hold information. For example, context block. Blocks whose only job is to carry the context your workflow needs. Let's make this concrete. This is the workflow I build exactly in this way. For each step, there is input, one output, the function, and some more details. The objective of this workflow is starting from a list of contacts, coming, for example, from Apollo.io. The purpose is to qualify these these profiles, and for the qualified one is to write 2 personalized messages in order to send them an introduction email to start a conversation. So step 1, we have this row list, and the first step is to take this list and create this first contact list 1 CSV, which has a column, the name, the surname, company name, number of employee, company website, and LinkedIn URL. So the function is to eliminate if there are double contacts, and if there are a number of employee greater than 40, just delete. And the output is to create this CSV file. This is everything written in the function. And as a detail, I want this code written in Python. And the name of the script is 0.1 underscore import.py. I'm used to write code with Python, so for me it's more comfortable also to review, and so this is something I just want. The step 2 start from the output of step 1, and we will see is the same for all the steps. The output of one step is the input of the next one. And as output of the second step, I want exactly what there was in the input plus some more information. In this case, we will use a tool, which is the web research, which is already included in Claude Code, and we will use an LLM. And in this case, we will need to provide a API key, as we already see in the previous classes. So the purpose is to get information about all of these profiles, getting some information, and in particular, I just brought as example who they are, what they do, and who they serve. Also in this case, I want the code write in Python, but is obvious after we write one time, it's already obvious. It will write all the steps in Python, and I just explicited also the name. Step 3, we will go with the fitting. So we have here inserted our context, and we will fit the information with we retrieve from the web with our context, and we will see if there is a match. If there is a match, the fit field will be yes, otherwise will be no. I want also to add at motivation. So I want also to know why yes, why no. So if I wanted to go deeper and understand yes or why not, I just want to be able to check. Also in this case, we will need an LLM. In this case, always we use DeepSeek V4 Pro with an API key, and we give a name to the file. Step number 4, starting with the output of step 3. And what we want to create the personalized message. So if fit equal to yes, create this 2 subject and this 2 message as icebreaker to start a conversation with the profile. So in this case, I use an LLM. In this case, I want to use Claude Sonnet 5 because it should be more performing in writing messages. Of course, here you can try whatever you want. Just is to give a more example, and write the code in Python, and name of the script message generation number 04. Last step. In the last step, I want to verify this email because it may happen that these emails are old or broken, so it's better to verify them before to send the email. For this one, we will use a third service, external service called Bouncer, and if the contact has fit yes, we will make an API call to Bouncer to check if this email related to the profile is verified or not. And at the end, I want a list of all the contacts. All contacts are email verified, so I can just take this email with the messages in order to send this email. So that's it. Here is the breakdown of all this workflow. As you can see, it's very easy, this workflow, but can be more complex now as you want. So to recap, build your workflow block by block, not as one giant prompt. For every block, define input, output, and function, and add detail whenever you actually know it. Small, well-defined blocks means you can test, debug, and modify without breaking the whole system. This is what being in control of your workflow actually looks like, even as it gets more complex. If you've got questions, drop them in the comments. I read all of them and I will answer personally. If this was useful, hit that like button. It helps this content reach more people who are already trying to figure this out. And subscribe if you don't want to miss the next episodes. There's a lot more coming. And if you run a company or a team and you are working through AI adoption, this is exactly what I help teams with. Get in touch, links in the description. See you in the next one.